Welcome back everyone to a video here on the channel. I hope you are all doing very well and having a good start to this new year. We are back with round 2 of the My Drive LMU career mode. If you're new to the series, Le Mans Ultimate doesn't have its own dedicated career mode. So what I like to do is basically put together a little calendar of single player races, keep the results between the races that I do, and create my own career mode. So if you've not seen round 1 at Imola, go check it out. It was a chaotic start to season 2 here. Obviously, it being a very old school track, very difficult to overtake, very difficult to manage traffic, and not to give too much away, but we got caught up in some incidents with traffic and had to fight our way back. And we had the number 50 Ferrari of Antonio Ferroca, as we just cycled down the field to see him win that race for the Italian crowd. We ourselves in the Iron Lynx Lamborghini managed to pass Will Stevens on the very last lap to get up into second place. Will Stevens followed us home in that golden Toyota Porsche in third place. And we are here for our first sprint race of season 2 round here. Obviously 45 minutes for our sprint race, half the time of a normal length race would have, so less time to make overtakes, less time to make strategy work, so it's going to be crucial to make moves early, manage tyres, manage fuel. A stint normally is about, with the fuel and tyre multipliers that we've got on, stints are normally around 20-25 minutes, so the potential for a one stop, but maybe around here with the high percentage of full throttle running, it's more angling towards 2-stop. We are starting in 10th position with the random grid orders that we have in this season. Kubica in the AF Corsa yellow Ferrari lines up on pole position as the cars start to make their way into this double file starting procedure. We have the art car WRT BMW of Van der Linde in second, followed by Buemi in third. The Penske Porsche of Kevin Estre is in fourth position, with Pierre Guidi, Chatan, Bortoletti, Van Dorn, Bamba and ourselves rounding out the top 10. So we're going to start on Robert Kubica here in the 83 AF Corsa Ferrari as we drive slowly towards Parabolica, waiting on those green lights to get us underway here. Like I said, 45 minutes, not a lot of time to get overtakes done. Starting down in 10th position, we're going to have to work quickly to get our way up, make our way up the field, and try and preserve tyres and fuel as we do so to put us in a good place strategy-wise. And now, driving towards the start-finish line, start straight here at Monza, long run down towards turn 1. Important to keep it clean as we are waiting for those green lights to come on. Kubica attentively leading the pack. And away we go for the 45-minute sprint here at Monza. Van der Linde gets an excellent run and is almost past the AF Corsa Ferrari. Gets just ahead there. Going to cycle back down the pack. 3 wide, almost 4 wide there with us in the second Lamborghini. The Alpine all over the place. Van der Linde is in the lead and we have had to go off there to avoid some action. We make contact as the 94 Peugeot gets squeezed there of Stoffel Van Dorn, but we are up past him. We've got a little bit of damage on our front right hand side, we see there a little bit of crumpled damage on the bumper, but we are up into 9th position as we follow Nicolas Lapierre in the Alpine. Van der Linde keeps the position ahead of Kubica. Buemi still in third, followed by Estre, Pierre Guidi, Shan, Bamba, Lapierre and then ourselves. Bortoletti has just passed Van Dorn to follow us through into 10th position, so 2 Lamborghinis in the top 10 as we chase down the brand new Alpine of Nicolas Lapierre. Obviously the Alpines in Imola had fantastic pace. They were leading quite a lot of the race until stop blunders, having to repair damage kind of caught them up, so we have to wait and see what kind of pace they've got here. Obviously Monza are very track to Imola very tight steady. Monza's more focused on straight line speed, and it looks like already we seem to be struggling quite a bit. We've lost a fair bit of time to Lapierre there, almost a second and a bit off, and our teammate Bortoletti seems to be right on our tail. So perhaps running a little bit less downforce than us. And the Parabolica seems to be quite a difficult corner for us to get right in this car, and we had a similar problem in Imola with the car being very stiff over the bumps. I think here that is potentially might cause us some issues as well, as Bortoletti just sits in our slipstream for now, and we retain as it's 4 wide behind, so cutting off of that battle there, as who is this in the Jota? Rasmussen making a 4 wide overtake on the likes of Fuoco, Conway and Van Dorn. That brand new winged Peugeot seems to be quite slow compared to the other cars, so hopefully it doesn't cause too much of a traffic jam for the faster cars behind. As you see, it's an absolute chaos back there as we're going to flick back onto this battle back here. We've got Rasmussen, Will Stevens even ahead of Mike Conway here. Rasmussen, his teammate, a few positions ahead, so Conway losing out massively in that 4-way battle. Hopefully Conway can try and find a way back through, as we've got the other Porsche Penske in the background looking for a way past this man's teammate, Nico Muller, in the other Peugeot. We're going to cut back onto our point of view as we chase down Nicolas Lapierre and Chatan in the Alpines, running line astern, just like us, in the Lamborghini with our teammate behind. We get a pretty good run through Parabolica there, so maybe it was just on lap 1 that we struggled a little bit. Obviously cold tyres take a little to heat up with no tyre blankets in the WEC, and we tend to find that as the stint goes on we get stronger and stronger, but we'll have to capitalise early, as we've not got a lot of stint time with 45 minutes, almost 40 minutes left now. Seems to be a very good turn 1, and this Lamborghini seems to have really good traction as we charge to try and close up and overtake on the 2 Alpines. Up at the front of the field, Buemi has actually taken the lead off of Van der Linde and has flown away, going up the field. So much action going on, we can't even keep up with all of it. Van der Linde drops back to second place with Estra, who's now overtaken Kubica, so Kubica seems to be struggling here. His teammate, the factory Ferrari, Pierre Guidi, I think he started in 5th, so retains his position. And then we have the big American V8 of Earl Bamber behind. Absolutely beautiful sounding car, the Cadillac, with that big capacity raw V8. A lot of the cars, obviously, turbocharged, hybrid, and although the Cadillac does have hybrid power, it's probably the best sounding engine on the grid. As we drop back to see our teammate fighting off Pierre Guidi, who goes for a move downside of Rasmussen, doesn't quite pull it off. And we're going to stick on board with this battle for just a moment. As Rasmussen then seems to get a good exit on our team of Bortoletti. Can he make an overtake on the bright green Lamborghini? He's gaining. Is he going to look out of the slipstream? Is he just going to slip behind? I think he looks for a move but just sticks behind him. Tries to pull a little dummy on Bortoletti, but he does not fall for it. And it's very difficult for that lead car. Obviously punching a big hole for everyone behind who can just slipstream them, just gain so much speed down the straight. But at the moment Bortoletti keeps ahead of the Porsche and Ferrari in 10th position. We're still on the back of the Alpines as we cut onto ourselves here. So 2 little to 3. Obviously at the moment we're just kind of chilling back. We're conserving some tyres, conserving some fuel. There's 40 minutes left to go in this race. So still, although we're on a sprint race, there's still quite a long way to go. Especially, I talked earlier, the potential of a one stop in this race You can do it, but you do need to fuel save. And we're just chilling at the moment in the slipstream of the Alpine, but someone who is not chilling is Oliver Rasmussen as he goes for an overtake on Bletty into Parabolica. Can he be brave on the brakes? He sticks up the inside, but Bortoletti keeps on the outside and keeps the position, but that lets Pierre Fuoco go around the outside of Rasmussen and gets a tremendous run on the Lamborghini. Obviously Ferrari and Lamborghini, massive Italian rivals. Can he get it down into turn 1? He's pulled out of the slipstream. Who's going to be later on the brakes? There's a little touch there as Bortoletti squeezes, but Fuoco just manages to dive down the inside. Rasmussen shuffled back there, couldn't quite follow the Ferrari through there, but he's going to be in a good position now on the run down through Curva Grande. Is he in the position to make the overtake here on the Lamborghini? I think he's just probably going to stick behind into the first or the second of the chicanes. And Bortoletti just loses that one place there. Keep an eye on that battle. So, Fuoco seems to have dropped Bortoletti already. We're still on the back of the Alpines. The Alpines not looking like they've got the pace that they did in Imola. I feel like they're a very, very good car in the corners. Perhaps lacking that straight line speed that the likes of Bull seems to have at the moment, who's 3.3 seconds out in the lead. Coming through Ascari, can we get a good run on the Alpines? No, we can't. We're just going to stick behind them, but we're going to have to get a move on soon enough because Fuoco, our championship rival at the moment, obviously Fuoco winning the last race, he is charging down on us, and someone else charging is Rasmussen. Can he finally get this move done on Bortoletti? Tries it down the inside again, but gets squeezed, and that means he's going to have a terrible exit. Well, I think Bortoletti went a bit wide there, and Rasmussen is down the inside. Can he make the move past down the start-finish straight? Conway in the number 7 Toyota is following them, getting a massive slipstream down this straight. Can he follow the Jota through? He looks to make a move through. Rasmussen up into 11th place there, past our teammate of Bortoletti. As we cycle back to the front of the field now to see what's happening at the top, we have Mike Conway's teammate, Sebastian Buemi, passing the first of our GT3 traffic. I think that McLaren must have been in the pits for something, looking at the track map. But traffic around here is going to be crucial, as it is where in multi-class racing. Obviously, you want to get them on the straights. Passing them up in the corners, really slows you up, especially through somewhere like Ascari. You want to get good momentum. And someone who has got good momentum at the moment is Antonio Fuoco in the number 50 Ferrari. He's right on the back of us now, making it a 4-way fight for 7th position. Can we get a good run through Ascari and onto the back straight as we are going to quickly move up onto this first group of battlers, as I think the Inception McLaren there has caused a bit of a kerfuffle as Pierre Guidi goes around the outside of Kevin Estre, gets squeezed out. Is he going to dip back into the slipstream? Van der Linde here is a sitting duck. Estre, Pierre Guidi, Bamba and Kubica are all in the slipstream. Can Estre make a move on second place? I think he's just going to have to stay behind, but behind we've got Bamba and Kubica. Pierre Guidi almost loses there and almost goes into the back of Estre, but Bamba actually goes into the back of him. So much action here, I can't even keep up with it. We've got Fuoco right behind us. I feel like I need like 3 commentators to commentate this action. So many battles going on. And we are now coming through the first round of GT3 traffic here. We'll cut on to Van der Linde here, as he's stuck behind the GT3 BMW. Going to try and make a move into the second Lasmo. Kevin Estre follows him through, but the Ferrari Guidi has to just stick behind them. And this is going to be a disaster for anyone who gets caught up in traffic, as Van der Linde threads his way through, being followed by Kevin Estre. Pierre Guidi has lost some time, and Bamba is looking for an overtake past Pierre Guidi. Doesn't quite get it. We're going to get held up by the GT3 BMW here. And is this going to allow Fuoco to go through? I think Fuoco's had an accident. I think Fuoco might have hit the back of us there and gone, sorry we missed that. But there's just so much action there. The Alpines going side by side as there's contact between the GT3 cars, and one of the Alpines is past both Stan and are both... I can't even keep up with what's happening here. Bamba and Kubica, both Alpines are past them. Losing out massively in traffic there, but Bamba is going to come back at the Alpine of Chatan. Is he going to get the move done? He looks like he's got the straight line speed. Will traffic play a part? Chatan gets boxed in there, tries to dip back in. We've lost even more places now to the Jota Porsche of Rasmussen and Mike Conway. So getting really held up in traffic there. Obviously missing what happened there, but which I like seriously is we've obviously been held up by traffic quite a bit here. And we're going to have to regain some composure, both in driving and in the tree box here. I think we'll stick on with our POV for a little while, as things just calm down, that we settle into this. Lots of action to unfold, and we're the main star of this My Drive series, so we're going to stick on ourselves. As you see in the forefront of our view, a big fight there between Bamba, Chatan and Kubica there. We're going to look to make our way through the last bits of this GT3 traffic. Rasmussen goes up the inside of a GT3 car there, gets squeezed out. Conway even looks to go around the outside. That gives us an excellent opportunity. We're going to go down the inside of Conway and look to see if we can get past Rasmussen as well. We're tucked in the slipstream and we're going to look for a move down into Parabolica. Are we late on the brakes? We are late on the brakes. We put a move on Rasmussen, but don't quite pull it off. And Conway comes back at us. He's going to be boxed in by some traffic, I believe, there. And it means that we're in the slipstream of now the Alpine ahead. As we come down towards turn one, we make it... We've got Will Stevens behind, who has overtaken Mike Conway. We're in the slipstream of Rasmussen looking for an overtake. Who's looking for an overtake on Chatan. Chatan gets overtaken by Rasmussen. We are just going to stick behind for now, as it's just carnage everywhere. The first time through the traffic, it's going to be carnage as we break it up. The field spreads a little bit. We are currently back up into 10th position where we started. I feel like everyone has moved up and down the grid so much already, and we're only only 15 minutes into this race, but already a third of the way through. I think now we should be through most of the GT3 traffic. Things will start to calm down now, and we will have to see what pace we have left in this stint. We seem to be quite quick and quite close on the back of Chatan here. Sitting in the slipstream, you see our rear end there bouncing all over the rough surface. Are we going to look for a move down into Ascari? We dive to the inside, make our presence known, but just stick behind, just trying to put some pressure on Chatan. I think we actually ran over the curbs a bit too much there through the first part of Ascari, and that means that Will Stevens is right on our gearbox, sitting in the slipstream. He looks at the left-hand side, ducks back inside. Is he going to look down the inside? He looks for a move down the inside, but we're going to brake late and cover him off. Almost, looks like he took us out there. But we're going to have to recompose and try again on Chatan in the Alpine. Buemi has had an absolute dream up at the front of the field, 11 seconds ahead of Van der Linde, who has Estra right on the back of him. So a right battle going on there between Van der Linde, Estra and Guidi for second position in this race. And throughout all of that action, Antonio Fuoco, our championship, who I think we had some contact with in Ascari, is down in 15th place, so he's going to have to put a little bit of a recovery drive on in the last half an hour of this race. But I think we see him there in the background in the Ferrari as we came towards the second of the chicanes. Soon enough we will be in pit stop territory, only a few more laps before the virtual energy runs out. And again, through this second sector we seem to be really quick compared to the AI. Obviously losing quite a bit of time with Parabolica, I believe. But we're going to stick behind Chatan. Can we make a move up? Get a good run through Ascari and make a move up into 9th position. Looks like a pretty good run through there, but we just seem to be too far behind at the moment. We'll slipstream, see what we can do. But I don't think anything will be coming from this move. We'll make our way up the field. we have a battle here actually for second position, Estra versus Van der Linde, with Pierre Guidi right behind them. It looks like Van der Linde is coming back at the Penske Porsche. Who's going to be later on the brakes? It looks like Van der Linde, but Estra had the inside line, kind of forces his way through Estra and through Van der Linde even, and almost gets taken as well by the Ferrari Pierre Guidi, who's sitting right in the slipstream now. Can he make a move up past the art car BMW? Very difficult to make an overtake into this chicane here. It's very tight and twisty, and the BMW survives in third position for the moment. And we cut back onto Chatan as we are right on this gearbox, looking for a move down into Lesmo 1. Don't quite put there, but I think the Alpine is lifting and coasting a lot into Lesmo 1. I think the Alpine is quite slow here because he's, holding us up, holding Stevens up, and we've got Conway right behind the pair of us here, and we've even got Campbell in the background there, who is gaining. Campbell for Oko, so we need to make a move on Chatan pretty quickly if we're going to make any inroads into this race. If we look in the track map up in the right hand corner, we're about half a lap away from the GT3 field again. We'll have to wait for that chaos. Obviously, chaos caused on the first lap through. Chaos is going to be caused every lap we go through the GT3 field. We get a pretty poor run through Parabolica. Just can't seem to get the power down in this Lamborghini. But Mike Collins move up past Will Stevens there, and he'll tuck into the slipstream. The Toyota seems to have a really good pace here. Stevens looking to make a move back, but doesn't quite manage to pull it off. You see the cars moving around so much in the braking zone. And now we have the Toyota of Conway right behind us. Obviously Toyota being one of the leading forces in the WEC for the past few years. So it'll be difficult to keep them behind in our brand new Lamborghini. Only the second race in this season for it. See us bouncing all over the curbs there. I think we're going to have to look at something to set up for future races to try and deal with this, stiff rear end. We're flashing us away there at Chatan, letting him know that we're there, trying to make ourselves look big in his mirrors. We seem to have got quite a good run through Lesmo 2. We're sitting in the slipstream. We're going to look to the left-hand side. Return to the outside of Ascari. Can we brake later than Chatan and get the move done? And it looks like we can't brake later than him. Chatan pulls it down the inside. We've got Buemi up our inside here. We're going to have to yield the position, and that's going to give us a slow run off of Ascari. We defend heavily against Will Stevens. Can we pull it back against Buemi? We're right slipstream here. Diving back down the inside, we get overtaken by Conway and re-overtake him down into Parabolica. Can we get off? We're late on the brakes and push him wide and manage to get the overtake done back up into 10th position here. But Will Stevens has got an awesome switch back and is now on the inside of both of us as the Porsches pit very early there for Stevens and Campbell to pit. But we have got Conway right on the back of us. He's going to look to make a move, trying to fake us out, but we're not going to fall for it. And we've got the Porsches of Rasmussen, Stevens, Campbell, Nilsjani in the pits, as well as our sister Lamborghini at Bortoletti, and I thought there was another one. No, they're all the cars pitting, so not being able to take the fuel as long as the rest of us. I'd imagine Buemi out in the lead has just been lifting and coasting all this time. He's probably got a few more laps. The Toyota to be a little bit better fuel-wise, as well as the Ferraris. Maybe that's a LMTH rule set thing compared to the LMH rule sets rather than the LMDH rule sets. But now we're going to look again. We look towards the outside, but realise that was the wrong way to go last time, and we now go down the inside into the Ascari. We brake later than him, and we are up past Chatan into 8th position. We come towards either a pit stop this lap or next lap. But the Alpine looks to try and get back at us. We're going to force him around the outside of Parabolica, defending the inside line there. Braking late, we've got Conway down the inside, but we keep the position up in 9th place. And I believe we are going to dive into the pits here. The Alpine, or pretty much everyone is in the pits here. Buemi, all the front runners, are in the pits. And one new rule for the pit stops in this round is that repairs are mandatory. I believe all the AI will automatically repair their cars. So it means that if we don't repair a damage or damage to our car, it means we gain quite a lot of time. So we're going to keep it where it must be made. Tyre changes are optional. I think the AI tyre change quite a bit, but in this pit stop we're not going to tyre change. But our soft tyres that we have around here are quite worn. Actually, it might be medium and hard because it's quite a hot track. Are quite worn at this point. So we're going to have to wait and see. Obviously, not much action going on at the moment. We'll cycle back down the field as the art car of... We've got a few cars leaving now, actually. We've got the art car of Van der Linde leaving, but we actually managed to leave the pits first without that tyre change. Obviously, I think quite a lot of people having some big repairs to do. Wouldn't surprise me with all the chaos that happened. We lapped those GT3 cars. We have Kevin Estre coming out behind us in the number 6 Porsche as he locks up his front wheels there behind the BMW GT3 car. Pierre Guidi sticks behind him in 3rd position, and then Van der Linde in the BMW car, hypercar, is in 4th. So that little trio who were battling for 2nd is pretty similar. Obviously, the big movers are us in 1st place. Buemi has had an absolute shocker. He must have got so much damage on his car because he is all the way down as we cycle down, all the way down in 9th position behind his teammate of Mike Conway. So even with that big gap that he had at the start, and must have been what, like 15 seconds lead, you know, getting caught up in some GT3 incidents could wipe that all away, and he's now nearly 20 seconds off us in the lead. With El Bamba still behind the leading Alpine of Lapierre. And now we settle in for the 2nd stint of this race. At this point, when I'm actually driving, it's dawning on me that there's 2 options to attack this 2nd stint of the race. If we go flat out like we did in the 1st stint, we're going to need another pit stop. It's very marginal, but you know, with a few minutes left at the end, we're going to have to do a splash and dash. That can't be avoided. The other option is on our very worn tyres. As you see, Estre is catching right up to us on his fresh new mediums. Is we fuel save. We have to fuel save quite a bit, but we can try and go to the end. And due to the amount of time I'm losing already on these old tyres, I make the decision that we are going to try and go to the end of the race without an extra stop. I believe, pretty hopeful everyone else around me will need that extra stop. We are going to be lifting and coasting, trying to save as much energy as we can. You see, Estre, was 2 seconds behind us. Now he's only a second behind us. He's so quick on these new tyres. We normally struggle on cold tyres anyway, but cold tyres plus worn tyres and new tyres for the AI means that they are absolutely rapid. And Estre down towards Ascari. Is he going to make a move? He's just going to sit in the slipstream for now. I think a little bit too far back, but I think our time in the lead here at our 2nd home race is sure to be there soon enough, as we've got both Estre and Pierre Guidi right behind us. Pierre Guidi looking to make an overtake on Estre, who's looking to make an overtake on us. Doesn't quite make it 3 right wide there, but Estre is going to go round the outside. He goes right around the outside of us. We push him wide through Parabolica, and Guidi uses a little switchback to get 1st position off of us. We're going to sit in the slipstream as we drive past the 296 Ferrari GT3 car there. Can we get him back down into turn 1? We're going to make a look down the inside. Can we be later on the brake? There's a little touch there between the 2 Italian rivals. We go pretty wide. It means we're going to have to cut the chicane. We're going to have to give that time back, give that position back for that illegal overtake. And Van der Linde has, or all of that has allowed Van der Linde to catch right back up to us, and try and fight for the lead here. The number 38 Jota Porsche of Oliver Rasmussen is not too far behind either. Get it horribly wrong through the second chicane. That's going to allow Estra to go up our inside if he's late enough on the brakes. With those fresher tyres, he tries to stick it down the inside, but does manage to get it in the second phase of the corner, and that allows Van der Linde to follow us through, or follow him through even. And we are down into 4th already. Are we going to lose another position here to Rasmussen and fall down into 5th place? These old worn tyres really aren't our friend at the moment. But I think for now, Rasmussen is just going to sit behind us as we're going to get caught up. Oh no, he drives it down the inside even, as we do a big lift and coast there. And in the matter of 3-4 corners, we have fallen down 3 positions there. We're going to try and get Rasmussen back here as we drag race down towards Parabolica, sitting in the slipstream of Van der Linde. But Rasmussen, with those fresher tyres, just has the pace to, the grip to brake there, turn in more aggressively and get the move done through Parabolica. And I think this moment we're just trying to survive, really. We don't know the pace to make it, because we're just going to have to sit behind, wait, see what opportunities await us later on in this race. And with us kind of slowing up the top 4 here, there's a few gaps that have emerged. We have Pierre Guidi in the leading Ferrari. Ferrari leading again there, another home race here. He's about a second and a half away from the Penske Porsche of Kevin Estra, followed by Van der Linde, Oliver Rasmussen, and then ourselves. We have Slapierre behind us in 6th position in the first of the Alpines, followed very closely by Earl Bamber in the Cadillac. Mike Conway still ahead of his teammate of Buemi, who had that shocking pit stop, and then ran off the top 10. We have our teammate of Bortley, followed closely by the second Penske Porsche of Matt Campbell. And Kubica, the Ferraris, some of the Ferraris not having a good day. The Kubica in the AF Corsa Ferrari, fallen down to 4th position when he started the race. Seems to be a pretty similar trend that we're seeing from Imola as well, that the pole sitter seems to have terrible luck in the first stint. And currently leading the championship standings, Antonio Fuoco is down in 16th, so he needs to put in a bit of a recovery drive in this second half of the race to try and score any from here. As Kubica looks to make a move on Will Stevens down into Parabolica. Does he have the pace down the inside? Typically, I think we've seen the outside line has been pretty quick through Parabolica, but in this case, in this instance, it is not the quickest way. Kubica makes his way up into 13th position, presumably soon to be 12th, as he's following the Peugeot of Van Dorn. Can he get a move as the Peugeot is caught up behind slower GT3 traffic? Kubica is going to sit in the slipstream round Curva Grande, can make a move up before the second of the chicanes here at Monza. Again, not looking like he can. There seems to be 2 pretty good overtaking spots, that being Parabolica and Turn 1. I think you probably can make an overtaking to Ascari as well, but definitely the popular overtaking spots are Parabolica and Turn 1. So we're going to stick on board with Van Dorn, who looks like he's got a very mangled end of his Peugeot, and see what Kubica can do. Can he make his way past a few bits of traffic here to disrupt the fight? But it looks both of them are going to make it through unscathed. Kubica a bit unstable there on the entry as he weaves his way back across to the right hand side, but he makes the move, or looks to make the move even, past Van Dorn as they pull towards Parabolica. Can he outbrake him round the outside? He looks good on the brake as Van Dorn dives it back down the inside. Is there a little switchback move coming from the... Sorry there, we had a bit of a technical issue with my storage running out. But we are on Kubica, who is past Van Dorn. Van Dorn actually looking like he's got pretty good speed down towards turn 1. But the bright yellow Ferrari stays ahead for now, moving up into 12th place, 2 overtakes in 2 laps, if not mistaken. Let's move our way up the field to see what other action we have here. Mike Conway right in the back of Nicolas Lapierre for 6th position. As we come through the 4th screen there, the Toyota, if anything was to be taken from the first in the Toyota, it seems to be wrap around here. So we're going to have to be pretty careful. You know, we were leading, we're now 10 seconds off the lead on these old tires, doing this lift and coast. Only 12 minutes left now, so we're hopeful that we can make it through to the end of the race. All the people ahead of us, I think, are going to have to make an extra stop. We look like we can just about make it, but it's going to be very difficult to get it to the end. Is Conway able to make a move up here into 6th position? Right in the slipstream of Nicolas Lapierre. The Alpines doesn't seem to be the quickest round here, especially in a straight line. And Conway looks to the inside, a little bit of wheel bang in there as they dive down into turn 1, and Conway makes his way up into 6th and now sets his sight onto the back of our bright green Lamborghini. Quite unfortunate that the Alpines don't seem to have good straight line speed, especially when we get to, we've got Spa in a few rounds and then their home race of Le Mans. So it's going to be a little bit of a break if they're not going to be very competitive there. But we'll have to wait and see. Maybe they're just running they'll have a better setup for Le Mans, which gives them a bit more top end speed. But we are making our way through some traffic now. That big grilled BMW, obviously not putting up with us as we're lapping it for probably the 3rd time in this race now. It seems to have been quite good to us so far in this race. Not long left now. There's a big lot of cars up ahead, and with Conway right behind us, we're going to have to hope that we can get through the nice and easily. Let's actually move on up the field a little bit, see what's going up towards the top of the field. We have Pierre Guidi here in the number 51 Ferrari, still leading, looking very wiggly down into turn 1. Kevin Estra's Penske Porsche is in 2nd position, followed by the Jota Porsche of Oliver Rasmussen in 3rd. Van der Linde follows through in 4th position as he chases down a podium place. Myself in the Lamborghini is in 5th as we are chased by Mike Conway, who is weaving his way through traffic trying to get to us. We're going to potentially get caught up here as we dive down to the inside between the McLaren and Ferrari. Conway is just going to get caught up a little bit there behind the back of the Ferrari. Maybe gives us a little bit of breathing room. As we hit the 10-minute mark, not long left at all in this race. And even though there's nothing I've done with the AI, they don't know it's a sprint race apart from it being a short duration. They do feel a lot more punchy and a lot more urgent to make moves, which is good. It's kind of the vibe I was going for. We're flashing the Corvette up ahead, letting them know that we're coming through because we get caught up here, especially through a sky. But I think just on the exit we might get caught up here. Way right on the ragged edge of grip there as he's looking to make a move past us, looking to be outside of Parabolica with those fresher tyres. Is that going to work for him? He brakes late. We're going to push him wide, but is he going to do a little cut back here and get back past us? He does get back past us, and up into 5th position goes the Toyota of Mike Conway. I think for the moment there's nothing we can do about that. See about traffic, and of course those all-important pit stops that will be coming up. At the moment we don't care how many positions we lose. Just do nice big lift and coasts and try and save as much virtual energy as possible. Throughout all of that, the top 4 has remained the same. Pretty much similar gaps as well. 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds between all of them. We're going to stick on the back of Conway, see if we can make an overtake back past him and up into 5th position. Lapierre has got a breathing space from the Cadillac of Bamber, as he is chased down by Buemi, who again seems to have gotten a lot of damage on front end. So possible that he is going to have another long pit stop with some repairs. The Caddy and Toyota here battling through traffic. It's a beautiful sight to see. But I think the Cadillac of Bamber just has enough to stay ahead of the Toyota. It'll be interesting to see when people start to make their last pit stop. The ports seem to be quite poor for energy usage around here. As Buemi looks to make a move down the inside of Bamber, has he got the grip to dive down the inside? He does not. We'll just have to stay behind him for now and stick in the slipstream. Seems to get an excellent run through Parabolica. Perhaps that 4-wheel drive of the Toyota with them excellent grip. Could have explained why the Ferrari was quite good through there as well. The increased grip that you get from the 4-wheel drive, and as they race down towards turn 1, a Corvette is going to be in their way. Is that going to hold Buemi up? Almost, and Bamber almost goes to the back of him, but it looks like the Toyota just manages to stay there and moves up into 8th position. So yeah, the Porsche seem to be quite poor on fuel usage, so it'll be interesting to see when that should give us a good idea of how long the rest of the field can go. If they're pitting in the last 2 minutes, maybe the rest of the field can go that extra lap and not have to make the extra pit stop, in which case our straight kind of goes out the window. But we will have to wait and see on that case. Buemi now charging down towards Nicolas Lapierre, who is charging towards us, trying to make the move up into the top 6. The good thing from the start of this My Drive career mode, it seems that there's quite a good mix of competitors. You've got Ferrari seem to be quick, Porsche seem to be pretty good, BMW surprisingly seem to be pretty good, Toyotas, Alpines, we seem to have pace every now and again. So it looks like we've got a good mix of cars that are competing for the win, which is obviously good with the random grid order. Means that we should get some quite mixed up results and keep the championship nice and spicy all the way to the final race in Sao Paulo. As we have a little here before the last 5 minutes begin, please do drop a like on this video and subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and comment down below if you're enjoying this series, if there's anything else you want to see from me and Le Mans Ultimate. I've had a thought about doing some highlight races. Obviously at the moment I've just been releasing the full races for you to enjoy, but perhaps some highlights would be better as a kind of shorter form video. I also want to do some sort of charity race this year, so if you have ideas on what you want me to do for that, sort of length, sort of tracks, then please drop a comment down below, and I'll be sure to have a think about them. But we are into the final 5 minutes here at our sprint race at Monza. It's absolutely flown by. We'll cut onto the front of the field as it's getting very nervous here. Only 2-3 laps left of this race. Has everyone else been able to conserve enough energy to make it to the end of that pit stop? I'm really hoping they haven't, because that will ruin our chances of a good result here. Pierre Guidi chilling out in front. He's built up a 5-second lead at Estra, who has another 3-second lead over Rasmussen. Van der Linde still in position, hasn't been able to make any inroads, but Mike Conway has absolutely flown up the field in this second stint and is chasing down Van der Linde for 4th. We are still in 6th, but the Toyota is now looking rather big in our rearview mirror, as we have me, Lapierre and Bamber just queuing up behind us, waiting to get through. At this point, we're still having to conserve energy, still lifting and coasting massively, lifting and coasting into pretty much every corner, which is, we're trying not to let it cost us time, but inevitably it will cost us some time. And at this point, our tyres are massively worn. But it's all about not making any mistakes, just keeping it as clean and as fast as we can do with the machinery that we have. As we run a little bit wide there, is that going to give Buemi a chance to close in on us? Not close enough to make an overtake. And as I say that, we have some stops happening. The leader, Pierre Guidi, is in the pit stops with only 2 minutes left, as is Van Estra, as is Oliver Rasmussen and Van der Linde, I believe. Van der Linde, yeah, also in the pits. The top 4 all pitting. Bamber pitting. Who was that other car? Was it? No, the BMW, yeah. So all these drivers having to make pits, which means Conway is in the lead. Is our Toyota about to pull out a absolute master here? Obviously, they've been quite good on fuel consumption. Only really 2 laps left. Well, 1.5 laps at this point. Can they make it to the end and take a win? We're now up into second as we have the number 8 Toyota of Buemi right behind us. This would be an absolute steal if Toyota can get to the end on their fuel usage. I think at this point we're looking like we can make it to the end, but it's still very marginal. So we'll have to wait and see if Toyota does pit. But Buemi gets a good one there as we had run a little bit wide out of Lesmo too. Is he going to make a move down the inside of Ascari? He just sits behind us for now. He'll look to get a good run through here as we go pretty deep into the first part of Ascari, and he makes a move through the last part of Ascari. What a move there by Buemi. Being very opportunistic there as we had lost some speed through the first part, and he is up into second place. It's Toyota 1-2. Are they going to pit? Conway's in the pits. Conway's in the pits. Is Buemi going to follow him through as well? Buemi's also in the pits. What about Lapierre? Lapierre's also in the pits, and that means that we come through on the final lap of the race with just enough energy to get us home and dry, and we are in the lead. We're going to be very slow on this last lap as we make sure we don't make any mistakes, as we almost lose the back end there, having a terrible lockup of the rear axle. But we're just going to keep it nice and calm, lift and coast as much, go 2-3 seconds slow if we need to, because we have quite a big gap. The gap to Pierre Guidi is 30 seconds at the moment, well 29 seconds at the moment, so we have plenty of time to lose. Pierre Guidi driving now down towards turn 1 will regain second place, followed by Kevin Estra. Where does Conway come out? Conway comes out in 4th position, so he's made up some time there. Actually got ahead of Rasmussen and Van der Linde. Rasmussen comes through in 5th place, followed by Nicolas Lapierre. So Van der Linde has had a shocker here. Unsure when Van der Linde down, in 12th, what's happened there. Perhaps lots of damage to be repaired at that final stop. But as we make our way back up through the front of the field, we are here coming through Ascari. We've got 26 seconds, so we're losing. Already lost nearly 5 seconds to Pierre Guidi. We're so slow on this last lap, but it doesn't matter because we've conserved enough energy, conserved our tyres, made sure that we didn't have to make that final pit stop, and we come through the Parabolica to win round 2 of the My Drive career mode here at Monza for the sprint race. 25 points in the bag for Lamborghini. What an ending to that race here at Imola, the sprint race, round 2 for the My Drive Season 2. Just managing to conserve that extra few laps of energy to make it home without having to make an extra stop. And that's what it's done. This is what it's done for the championship. So looking at the driver standings, we take the lead from Fuoco, who scores nothing. Obviously, us with 27 points in Imola and 25 here in Monza lead the standings on 52 points. Fuoco's teammate Pierre Guidi moves up into 3rd position, followed closely behind by Will Stevens. Mike Conway is in 5th position, followed by Shatan Van der Linde, Kevin Estra, Kubica, Lapierre, Rasmussen, Matt Campbell, Elbamba, and then Elbamba rounds off the points paying positions, with the rest of the field not scoring anything as of yet. Looking at the teams championships, Ferrari are still in the lead with their second place here today, but ourselves in Lamborghini Ironlings closely behind, only trailing by 4 points. Joe to retain third position, with Alpine, Toyota, and Porsche Penske's making quite big gains over the BMW and AF Corsa. Cadillac scoring points to get themselves on the board, but Peugeot, Isotta Fraschini and Proton Competition still yet to score points. And onto the manufacturers, similar story with Ferrari still leading, Lamborghini just behind thanks to our second and first positions in the first 2 rounds. Porsche Penske is in third, followed by Alpine, Toyota, BMW and Cadillac round off the manufacturers' results, with Peugeot and Isotta Fraschini yet to score. So that's been round 2 here at Imola for a little sprint race. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe to see more. These episodes should be coming out weekly. Drop a comment if there's anything you want to see, whether it's highlights, whether it's longer races, live streams. Just let me know down below and I'll take everything into consideration. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you next time for another sprint race for round 3 at Portimao.